Hi, welcome to RockinRobin's Garage Sales. In this episode of our channel, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. We've been selling for 20 years, and we've been selling on eBay and Poshmark and flea markets and Facebook Marketplace. I've learned a lot in that time, and I want to tell you a little bit how I got into this business and how I grew and what I did. So stay tuned right after this. Okay, so I say I've been doing this for 20 years. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened. It all started one day when where I lived had a tag sale. And I brought things to the tag sale and everybody brought stuff. And I sold maybe $50 and I said, hey, that's not great. You know, not even a tenth of my stuff sold. I just sold a little bit. What am I going to do with the rest of this stuff? I want to make some extra money. I got all this stuff. And a friend of me said, hey, have you tried eBay? Now, eBay was new at that time. It had only been around maybe a year, I think. And they said, give it a try. See what it's like. So I said, come on over. And she came over and we started putting an account together and to see what it was all like. And I put an item up for 7 days. I think at that time, everything you did was auction. I don't know if they had like buy it nows, but not that you could put it there regularly. And I put it up a video game. And I put up for 77 cents thinking, hey, I'll get 50 cents profit. I'm happy. Well, it went to like $9.99 and it was like a Nintendo and I was really excited. I had some Coke glasses I put up and I got more than I think I paid for them. I bought all kinds of things at stores after that. But first I sold my own things and I was just stunned and I was like, hey, you know, this eBay is going to make me some money. I was just looking for part-time money at that time. So I didn't buy too much and I was very cautious. But every single thing I sold seemed to sell. So then my mind is going and I'm thinking, all right, a lot about books. Books are easy. And I think they had something called half.com at that time. It was owned by eBay. I'm not sure if that was the name. And you could put books on there and you didn't have to pay any fees. And they would, when they sell, they get paid. So I had this strategy of 1 million books, $1 million. I was going to sell 1 million books on eBay or on the half.com part of eBay. And I was going to sell other stuff. I was doing really well. And so then I just kept expanding. I went to more tag sales. I went everywhere. I started buying tag sales in flea markets and thrift stores. And I was like, this is fantastic. So I started thinking, you know, I want to buy a house. I need some extra money. I'm going to put some money away. Well, I also started to expand into flea markets a little bit here and there. And I had some space at a co-op where you sell furniture and different things because I was going to auctions. People would say go to auctions. And I would buy big lots of pipes and big lots of this, but there was also some deals on furniture and things like that. So I would put them in the co-op. So that was great. And I thought I was doing really well. I was happy. I had a full-time job, but I was doing this part-time. I was making enough that I could make a down payment on a house. Well, I put the down payment on a house, bought the house, everything was great. I kept doing it. I would do things like, even when McDonald's used to have those Beanie Babies, I used to drive around and get those and then resell them. They would sell for like $20 a piece and I was getting them for $6 or $7. So it was great, maybe even $5, I don't remember. So I was doing a lot of things like that and I decided, you know, I really want to do this full time. So I quit my job. And I decided I was going to do eBay full time. So I got an office, I got a building, and I said, hey, you know, I'm going to do a lot here. I hired somebody to do the packing because I barely had enough time to buy the stuff and put them up. And I needed somebody to do the packing for me. I had to go and I bought supplies and I bought cases and boxes and everything you could think of to put all the items in. I was having a ball. It was a lot of fun. Plus, I would advertise for people to come see me, bring items in, and I'd sell them on consignment. Well, it was great, but I found, this was around 2003, 2004, I found after a couple of years that eBay was starting to slow down. It was starting to get a lot of different stuff. And I, at that time, was selling collectibles and antiques. I didn't really sell other things, so I didn't really understand that it had changed and it kept changing in different things. So I had decided at one point, I couldn't do this job. It was starting to get to me. I was doing it full time, but I wasn't making the money I wanted. I had too much stuff left over. I had gone to the flea markets every week after that, trying to get rid of my stuff. I had the co-op. I worked 2 days a week there. I was doing a lot of different things, and I decided I wanted to go back to doing eBay part-time, because I would force items that I wouldn't have bought. I bought on the wish that they would sell, and thought that maybe they'll sell. So, you know, you can't do that. You got to be sure it's going to sell. You got to make money. And in the beginning, when you first start, it's very exciting when you find items that sell, and especially when they sell for big money. And we had bought a Snoopy, and it sold. We bought it for $1. It sold for like 110 at one point. And we had bought just crazy things, and everything would sell. But then after a while, you start buying too much, and you realize it's difficult. So when you first start, be careful not to make that mistake. But I loved it. So eventually, after about 4 or 5 years, I would say, maybe a little bit longer, I decided to get a full-time job. And so I put eBay onto the back burner. At that time, I didn't really even sell that much on eBay. It wasn't a priority. I still went to flea markets every week, so I concentrated a lot on that. I didn't do Marketplace at that time, and I didn't do Poshmark at that time. I just did eBay and flea markets, and I did okay. I mean, between the job and that, having a part-time job, everything was great. But then eventually I decided, you know, I really miss it. I wanted to semi-retire. I'm not old enough to retire, so I still have like 10 years before I can retire. But I wanted to do something, and we moved, and here I am. And I said, you know, I gotta get back into eBay. And I've had so many experiences over the 20 years. We've gone to making $100,000 a year on eBay, and now we're back to being part-time. So I've been there where it's $100,000, but people say they make $100,000. You make $100,000 in sales, but you gotta include how much you bought it for and different things like that. My accountant used to tell me, you gotta buy more stuff, because it's unbelievable the profit margin you're making. And that's great, but when you buy more stuff, you got to make sure you still buy good stuff. But I've gone through a lot of experiences. I know what's good. I know what's bad. I've been to the auctions. I've been everywhere. Anything eBay related, I have done it. Now, since I moved down to Florida, where I am now, it's been a bit over a year. I've been doing eBay full-time. I want to say full-time because, like I said, I'm semi-retired, and I can go back to doing it full-time, but I don't have to. So I do it, but I no longer have storage space. I do have 2 storage units, but I don't have a storefront. A lot of my storage unit is flea market, and some of it is eBay, and I have a lot in my house that's eBay, even though I shouldn't. That tends to happen. Your house tends to be messy when you do eBay, unless you have specific areas to put stuff in. But I came back, and now before I was leaving, I sold a lot of my own furniture on Facebook Marketplace, and I realized that is a great place. Why was I not using Facebook Marketplace? I sold more furniture on Facebook Marketplace than I sold at tag sales, than I sold at the co-op. So when I got here, one of the first things I did was start selling on Facebook Marketplace, and I did very well. I also had heard about Poshmark, and it rang through my head, and then I said, you know, I'm going to try this. So I put a lot of my own clothes up there when I started losing weight, and I sold quite a bit. Now I've gone out and I'm buying other stuff. So I'm into that. So I feel like, even though I don't say I'm doing it full-time, I'm doing eBay, and I'm doing Poshmark, and I'm still doing Facebook Marketplace, and now I'm buying lots and units and different things like that, because hey, you never know what you need. I'm going bulk.com, liquidation.com, local ones, anything you could find that I could sell something. I'm trying to find everything. So, I go to a lot of different flea markets. I'm right now, I'm just doing one, my local one, but I will be doing more. And but eBay is starting to get the bug. You know, I'm starting to get back that eBay bug. Even this month, I've sold a couple items that I bought for like $1 and $1.99, and I've sold them for a lot. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta get going. I gotta keep going, and I gotta get into it. But times have changed. The collectibles that used to sell when I first started are not the things that are selling anymore. You can't get that. You have to get other items, and you have to keep aware. So I'm watching a lot of other videos and seeing what other people are selling, and I'm learning a lot. I'm talking to a lot of people and seeing what's in right now, and that's very important too. But you know, I have so much experience. With all the experience I had, I thought I want to go on YouTube and I want to tell people about it, because other people could make money and they can go through the same things that I went through. You know, at one time when I had the warehouse, I had bought clappers, you know, the clap on, clap off. I had bought like 4 cases, and they came with the stand-up models and everything else, and I was selling them. I think I was buying them for $9 each, and I was selling them for $22 each, and I would sell 3 and 4 a day, and that was great. And then somebody else bought them for $9 each, and they started selling for $11, which wasn't a huge profit. I didn't understand why they could do that, and my business slowed down. But I had to move on, and now I'm finding new and different things in Florida, and that's part of the whole process, is to keep growing and to moving and learning. And I want to share with you all the different things that we have learned in our past 20 years. So I hope you stick around with us. I really want you to subscribe and hit the bell. What's important is that you comment. I want other people to know. I want a lot of people to be able to see this, and until I get at least 1,000 subscribers, I'm not going to be moving up the page. I'm not going to be monetized. I'm not going to be able to help as many people. And I want to do this all the time. I don't want to just concentrate on eBay. I want to do some YouTube and be able to share the things that I've done and all the experience that I've had and how much money I can help you all to make. Because my goal is not just to make money for me, it's to make money for you. So in order to do that, I have to keep posting videos. Please go back and watch my other videos as well, because I give you tips on what you should do at the garage sales, how to make more money and find more stuff at the garage sales, how to do stuff at what you should look for at the thrift stores. I've got stuff of what you should sell each month, and this year, well, I haven't done each month yet, but I've done January and February, and I will get to March and April and May. And I've also done 2020, what you need to sell for Christmas. There's a lot of good videos there, so check them all out. I'm going to put some up here, and you can click on them. But there's so much that I want to bring you, and once I get more known, more people know about it, it's going to be really exciting. So please help me out. Please even share my video. Please do what you can, because I'm going to help you. And if you comment, you have questions, I'm willing to help you. I'm going to have an episode where I do nothing but answer questions, and I'm going to do it live. I'm going to do this in February. It's not going to be yet. It's going to be towards the end of February. I think it's going to be a leap year thing. We'll see how we can do it, because I want to answer questions, but you got to send me questions. And if you send me questions now, I can have some for then. I'll answer them now, but then I'll have some things that I could talk about then as well, because I don't want to just talk about what I sold. I have a lot of those videos and a lot of stuff on what I purchased. If you want to watch those, you can watch those, but I'd like the live one to be more questions and answers, and not just things about me, things about eBay, things about Poshmark or flea markets. And flea markets used to be huge, and because of eBay and online, they're not as huge anymore. They're still a great place to find stuff, and they're still a great place to get rid of stuff. There's still a lot of people who do that, so don't overlook that if you are an eBayer. It's very, very profitable. I don't know if you noticed or not, but the picture where I have the front title, that picture of me is one I took when I first started. It was right after I bought my house, so I shouldn't say first started, but it was like 2003, 2004. But since I was doing this video on 20 years, I wanted to include that in there, because I thought that was kind of a cool thing to put in. So, and I will be talking to you soon. So right now, if you haven't subscribed, comment, like, share, tell your friends about this, and subscribe, and go make some money. This is RockinRobin. You have a good day now.